third session on mechatronics and automation opportunities post-COVID. This COVID pandemic has taught us that by using the technology, we can work in isolation, coordinate the things effectively, and increase the productivity. The responsibility of mechatronics engineer is even more increased. We have to take the task of automating the more job roles in the industry. We should ensure proper communication between the machines operating in a dispersed manner. Such systems are in operation in big plants like petroleum plants, steel plants, etc. There is a need to bring this technology in much simpler form to small scale and medium scale industry as well. So today we have with us Ms.Sanika Mahadevkar, Senior Executive at Strama Summit Machinery Private Limited, a daughter company of a German company. Ms. Sanika is a mechanical engineer, graduate from Mumbai University, and has done course in International Business Management. She has 3 years of working experience in Germany in the mechatronics and automation domain. At the Strama Summit, she shoulders the responsibility of international business and project management. So I request Ms. Sanika to take over the session. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much. I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yeah.
So basically this COVID or pandemic was unpredicted. Nobody knows that it will occur. And it has impacted not only on physical, but temperamental, psychological, ergonomic, and maybe it will stay for a longer time. Then what option we are having? Like, I'm not saying that I'm different from you. Like, maybe you are having lots of questions that how to deal with such kind of situation, what will be the future. Similarly, as an industrial people or industry person, we are having same questions. Nobody knows what will be the future, but we can definitely predict the future. We can definitely map the future with our existing experience, with our existing technical knowledge, and with existing situation. In this pandemic, what actually happened, that isolation has led to people to embrace technology more than ever. We had technology before also. Before COVID, we used to have mobiles. Before COVID, we used to use computers. We had Zoom, we had YouTube. We used to communicate with each other. We used to use video calls. But we never take a look to that option as not having an option. So now everybody is using technology intensively. So what is the impact of this COVID? I'm pretty sure there is a lot of negativity about this, because whenever there is uncertainty, there is negativity, because everybody fears the future. But instead of having a fear, we can reduce this negativity by updating ourselves and going with the flow. This pandemic or corona is nothing but the change. Just try to look at it in a different perspective. It's just a change. It's change in habits, it's change in mindset, it's change in technology, change in knowledge, nothing else. Just like when we forwarded ourselves from standard 5th to 6th, we never knew what will be the syllabus or what will be the topics we will be having in the subject, or maybe who will be my bench partner. Likewise, it's very uncertain. So try to take it in another perspective than having it in a negative format. Next slide, please. So in this slide, basically, I just wanted to give you the idea that how Corona has impacted on the overall industry. It has given a very negative impact on the automobile industry, which was the biggest market in the world. Next slide, please. This is basically a picture to give you idea about the impact on manufacturing, because as you know that India was actually before COVID, we can say that manufacturing hub for most of the biggest parties like maybe Volkswagen, Audi, then Fanuc and everybody. But what has impacted now, because of the lockdown, we faced lots of problem in material, in logistic, in terms of worker also. So what are the challenges? We can say that low productivity, decreased efficiency because we were not working full times. Safety, obviously, because as an Indian manufacturer, we never actually take a look in broader perspective for the safety. We always used to have that mindset, chalta hai. But because of this COVID, now that will be additional cost in safety, because we need to have now sanitizer stands, or we need to have automatic sanitizer dispensers, or we need to have everywhere soaps. So that is the additional cost. Also the manpower unavailability. For example, in case of our industry, we face this problem a lot, because our few workers left us and they went back to their original village, and now they don't want to come back because it's very uncertain, and they just inform us they wanted to do farming now. So now the skilled manpower is very uncertain. But uh, is it from my laptop? Okay. But it's um, but it has a lot of potential because it's just a change. So it has potential in terms of modification, it has potential in terms of innovation. And if we change our mindset, or if we take a look from another side, it has lots of opportunities. Next slide, please. So, okay, I'm really sorry. I forgot to give you an introduction about my industry. So basically, we are into a special purpose machine manufacturing. Special purpose machine manufacturing means what? That as per customers' requirement, we can design the machine, we can build the machine, and we can deliver it to the customer. So, for example, special purpose means your washing machine. So washing machine is a special purpose. So it has a wide range, like you can wash your clothes, you can wash bed sheets, you can wash baby clothes, but you cannot wash utensils. You cannot wash yourself. So that's why it called a special purpose machine. So likewise, we do build special purpose machines for the industry. So we do washing machines for the industrial purpose. Like if you want to wash a specific part from vehicle, then we can build a machine. If you want to have a painting machine for the industrial purpose, then we can definitely build. So likewise, we are into a special purpose machine manufacturing. There are different types of industries. Some industries are into mass production. So mass production means where you have n number of quantities. Example, we can have ball pen, like where we use a pen to write. So there they have n number of productions. So there are different industries. But here in this slide, we want to address the general industry. So we will be talking about the general industry. Next slide, please. So basically what happened to this general industry, that in our earlier slide, we saw that we were having lots of challenges, that the less manpower, because the demand is not there, raw material is not available. And because of this, many industries are facing problem. It doesn't matter what kind of industry you are, either you are a small scale industry, big scale industry, manufacturer, retailer, it doesn't matter who you are, everybody is facing big problems. Large scale, instead of large scale, actually big, small scale industries are facing lots of problems. But again, if there is a problem, there is a solution. So what solution now industries are having right now? That Industry Revolution 4.0. I'm pretty sure you must be knowing what is Industrial Revolution. Revolution means nothing but again a change. So now industry is upgrading themselves. They are using machines instead of human being. They are reducing human touch whenever it's possible. They are reducing human interactions wherever it is possible. So basically, this COVID or post COVID is picture is reducing the gap between the outside technology and Indian technology. If you take a look before COVID picture, the India was having Industry Revolution 3. We never thought that we can have Industry Revolution 4 because we have lots of people, we have abundant human beings to work with. But post COVID, the picture is totally different. Now the skill set is more important than having number of people. And that's why now industries are moving further, that is 4.0. So here your picture comes as mechatronics and automation engineer or integrator. So what this industrial revolution is, we will just take a look for a small slide. Next slide, please. Here it talks about the robotics and automation role in post-COVID. And that's why as an industrial term, we are saying it's recovery, because whatever losses COVID has done, we need to recover it. And then how we will be recovering it? There are recovery stages. One is stabilization phase, recovery phase, and growth phase. So in the stabilization phase, what actually happened when the lockdown was lifted by the government from different areas, people actually started to look out that what was the damage or how much damage has happened. Then they started finding the problems, that what exactly the problem we are having, where we are having problem, and then they started to find the solution. Mostly it was the problem with workforce and workforce safety. That was the biggest problem they identified, that they were not having people to work with, they were not having their skilled workers whom before they trained and they were working with them. Their production was dependent on the skilled manpower. So they started to identify the problem, and then they found the solution as, if the process is critical, if the process is repeated, then we can definitely go for automation. And moreover, where we have repetition, where we have high quality, where we will be needing high speed, robots are more compatible than the human. Maybe you will be having question that why people are choosing robot or automation over human when India is having lots of people around them or abundant humans. The reason is, like pandemic, many people were migrated. They left their jobs. They went back to their hometown or original place. So what happened? So if industry wants to have a new person, then maybe that person will learn for a year and then he will be actually useful for the company. What if another pandemic comes? Then he will leave the company. Then what option have the industry? That is the reliability, that is the permanent source, that is the permanent skill set. What company can have, which will be having from robotics or which will be having from automation? And that's why most of the industry, doesn't matter if it's a big scale company, small scale company, mass production, spatial purpose, everybody is moving towards now robotics and automation. And it's just a phase right now where everybody wants to have the robotics. There are some problems also, like, is it really possible to have robot in the place instead of human? Can really robot do the operation? Because robots are really expensive than human, then is it really feasible to have the automation? So if we consider, India is currently in the recovery phase, which is critical process automation analysis is currently going on with various customers or with various industries. So next step will be implementation or the growth phase, where actually we will be having robots and automation systems instead of human. The simplest example is loading and unloading. Before, company used to have a human being to pick and place or to load unload any type of part. But now, because of the scarcity of the uh, employees, now industry want to have automatic system who will identify the part, who will pick up the part. It will identify if it's right or wrong, or in which bin it has to place, and accordingly it will act. Next slide, please. So now we will just take a look, or just shortly understand what is Industry 4.0. According to the human's history, it says that the first industrial revolution was at the time of 1760, when they invented the steam engine. Why this says it's the first industrial revolution? Because actually at that time people exchange the material from one state to another, from one place to another, and that's why it says it's the first industrial revolution. Second industrial revolution took place in 1820. You can see the period, it's almost more than 100 years it took to change. It was as the production line, that is the mass production. In 1820, actually human understood that, oh, we can manufacture many parts simultaneously. So it realized that we can have big machines, we can have process systems, and we can multiply the products. Around 70 years it took the third industrial revolution, that is with the computers or computing, where they actually understand, oh, we can actually communicate through the machine, because your computer is nothing but the machine, right? So likewise, they entered into the third industrial revolution, and there they invented the robotic arm, the PLC, everything. And now it says that we are into industrial revolution 4. So when it actually started, it's around 2000. Even though it's saying it's 2000, but actually it was implemented in 2010. So when human understand that, okay, machine to another machine can actually communicate. Like right now, my laptop is communicating with your screen, right? Or my Wi-Fi is communicating with my laptop. That is called connecting computers or intelligence or intelligent computing. Also, here comes the robotics. The robotics comes in your Industrial Revolution 4.0. So now we have, as an Indian, we have entered it to the 4.0, where everybody is talking about the robotics, about the automation. Automation is nothing but the mechatronics. It's like, you know that even baby is a human and elderly person is a human. Similarly, your mechatronics is a baby and automation is elderly person and robotics is maybe youth. So it's a progressive reaction. we can say. So now, as we are talking about Industry 4.0, we need to change from Industrial Revolution third to fourth. India was in Industrial Revolution third, that is in computing. Before COVID, we were just used to talk about the integration of PLC, integration of systems with physical system. Or yeah, we cannot say that we were never on Industrial Revolution 4.0. Obviously, we are in 4.0, but this process has pushed up because of the COVID. If this COVID was not there, then maybe India must have thought about implementing robots in 2030, because we never thought that it's very much important. Next slide, please. So now we will be talking about the opportunities. Now everybody knows that what is the change. You must be knowing better than me. I'm pretty sure that what is education 4.0. So basically it is nothing uh, but the extensive use of revolution in the education, that is using your laptops, using internet, or using your uh, tab, iPad, connecting to your Wi-Fi, to your network. This is education revolution. So basically you need to just get used to it. Means if I tell you my story from my childhood, that I was very bad at computers. I never thought that I can be using computers in future. So I used to feel it's really boring to do programming. It's really boring to remember the difficult names, as we called it command, which we find it in library for the programming. And so I never actually paid attention to it. But it was okay back then because we were not having laptops by ourselves. Even I do remember when I was in engineering, we had very low internet. Means if we want to download any file for maybe project or anything, then it used to take almost 15 to 20 minutes to download KB file. It was that slow. So we used to go to the libraries and then we used to search the topic and then we used to write the report. But now it's not the situation. If you wanted to read any topic, you'll just go to the Google, you'll just type the word and voila, you will find everything. You will get the papers, you will find the research, or how much research one has done. You will find the related topics to that. Now you don't have to go to the library. So accordingly, I'm pretty sure you have done this before also, but now we need to change more as a habitual also. Like we also, there are advantages of this 4.0 as well as disadvantages, we can say. Advantages like you can learn from anywhere. You don't need to start your bike or car to go to the college. You don't need to waste your almost 1 or 2 hours time by stucking in traffic to go to the college. You don't need to get up early at 6 o'clock to attend 8 o'clock lectures. These are advantages. But
Right.
yeah, I can totally understand you people because I have been through all this trouble, I can tell you. And also there are some of the disadvantages, like you may not meet your friends. I'm pretty sure you must be missing all those time where you used to meet your friends, you used to make fun of the lectures or lecturers. I'm pretty sure. But see, we now have to get used to such kind of lifestyles now. Even in the factory, even in the manufacturing areas, we are using intensive internet. We don't meet up to the meetings now. We are using apps for the meetings, even for the customers. Before we used to visit the customer, or customer used to visit us. So now initial interactions are having via internet or via Teams. That is another app for the meetings. So likewise, we are also changing. And if you are the future of India, you also need to change. We cannot just remain in the past and just cry, oh, those were the days and those were really great days. We can't just do that. We just need to go with the flow. So likewise, you also need to update yourself. You need to be multidisciplinary. You need to be multitasking. You need to have different skill set. You must be knowing how to handle the problem. You must be knowing how to find out the solution, because 5 years later also, by the time you will be graduating, there will be concept of work from home. Then what you will be saying, that, oh, sorry, I can't do work from home because I can't handle the problem at home. Sorry, no industry will understand that reason. So you need to acclimatize with the situation. You need to find the solution. There is a possibility after 4 years you will be having with innovative idea, and maybe it will be welcoming by all the industry. So you need to be very creative. You need to be very innovative. You need to be knowing how to integrate the system. You need to be knowing what is automation, what is mechatronics, or what is the relationship between them. Because in coming years, there will be lots of inquiries or lots of happening in the automation, where you will be having existing machines and there you will be having modification. So likewise, you need to prepare yourself. You need to prepare your mind. You cannot be just lazy and then saying, oh, I'm so now comfortable by working by home and now we don't want to move around. No, you cannot say that, because you never know when the situation is changing. Next slide, please. So how you will be making yourself prepare to work in the industry? Because now skill set is totally different in the industry than pre-COVID. Before we used to say that, oh, you should be very presentable, you should be wearing very good clothes or nicely neat clothes, you should be having good shoes, you should be wearing formals. And now, who knows what kind of clothes who's wearing? But communication still is the important. Post COVID and pre COVID, communication presentation was the same, but now it has another angle, that is the digitalized. So now digitalized communication, digitalized presentation should be good. So are you understanding my point? That there are some skills which was presented pre-COVID, but there are some skill they are improvised because of the post-COVID situation. There is a very thin line between digitalized and digitalized. So one is copying, like your photo camera or photo systemized camera. Okay, it is digital. The process where you are using digital system, it's called digitalization. So now everybody is moving from digital to digitalized. Like you must be knowing about IoT and also IIoT, that is Industrial Internet of Things, where your machine will communicate to each other because of the safety purpose. Then what are the sensors and how they interact with each other? What is data science, automation and integration? And most important is the mechatronics, because mechatronics is related to all other sectors. And if you are thinking that, okay, I'm really weak in maybe data science or maybe I'm really weak in maths, then just go step by step. I know that many students fear maths. They think that, oh, it's really critical and why I'm using this M3 subject or this formulas if I'm not going to use it in my next future. but frankly, you will be using maths everywhere, because your programming, your integration, everywhere you will be needing your maths. Your mechatronics is depend on your maths, because you will be needing lots of formulas, lots of calculations to understand the process, to understand the requirement. And there your mathematics plays very important role. Another is physics. If you are thinking that you're really bad at it, or you don't understand how the force is applied or how to calculate the forces, then I really advise you to please take a look where you are having your weaknesses and try to work out there, try to strengthen and move along. Because in the coming years, nobody will ask you that how much marks you have got or how much degrees you are having, but people will be judging you by your skill set. It's not necessary to have a great skill set, you need to have a great number of marks. It's not necessary. So try to work on your skills, try to understand what are the new skill set and how you can contribute to this post COVID. Next slide, please. You must be knowing what is mechatronics. There are lots of definitions about the mechatronics. That one says that it's a synchronization of mechanical, electrical, computer software, and mechanical electrical engineering. But frankly speaking, it's a way of thinking or a method to do a work. It says that in the Revolution 3, mechatronics was found. But frankly speaking, if you read the history, the person who invented the mechatronics, he never knew that it's a mechatronics, because he just applied a method. And that's why it says it's a way of thinking. Even I'm pretty sure maybe third year students or fourth year students, those who are attending, there is no specific definition for the mechatronics. Mechatronics is just a word, 2-3 words coming together and making a word out of it. Similarly, it's a technology making together 2-3 existing technologies, where if we consider a mechatronic system where you will be having sensors, actuator, computers, programming, simulation, analysis, designing, everything. So please don't underestimate mechatronical system or mechatronic subject. If you like any specific subject in this mechatronic group, then try to master that subject. Try to develop skills from that subject. Okay, next slide, please. Where we are having this mechatronics, it's everywhere. It's in every machine. It's in your mobile, it's in your automobile, it's in your car, it's in your computer, it's in aeroplanes, everywhere. It's everywhere. Next slide, please. This is the generic example I would like to explain you. As we are having mechatronic system in laptops, for example, your communicating system, that is your camera, microphone, speakers. In cars, that is your doors, that is automatic doors. Right now, many cars are having smart door locks, or your sensors, like if you are taking car reverse, then car will give you indications. Likewise, or if you are having cameras, then that is also your mechatronic system. Stealth bomber, that is human. Without human, you can do a war. But frankly speaking, we really don't want to do a war. We need to find a peace with chaotic situation. With transportation, we are having high-speed trains. Like in India now, many states are working for the that high-speed trains. There are many projects are going. Another latest technology, that is MEMS, that is nothing but micro electromechanical system. That means working at micro scale. It's really smaller than our one hair. Our one hair is almost 100 micron, and these micro electromechanical systems are 10 micron. Best example is microphone or the biomedical systems. Next slide, please. So now we will be taking a look post-COVID, what will be the picture? So post-COVID, many manufacturers will be moving to the automatic machining, that is CNC, VNC. Why? Because quality as well as the complexity. Because whenever you will be talking about automation, there will be complex parts. Because if you remember the picture of mechatronic diagram, whatever I have shown you, it's a combination of mechanical system, electrical system, controls, computers, programming. Just imagine how complex it is. If you take a look for your mobile, it's a best example of mechatronic system there, where you have controls, where you have mechanical body, that is your handset, there you have embedded system, there you have programming, because as your mobile can ask you that would you like to open this window, or your auto typing, that is again a part of programming when it suggests you. Or the Google, they are into artificial intelligence. When you search one word, if you type one word, it will give you maybe thousands of um, suggestions. So it's guessing you. So likewise, manufacturing sector will be changing. So it will be moving from man-made to higher quality product or the machining. Next slide, please. Then we will be having transportation systems. In transportations, the major sector is automobile. In my beginning of the presentation, I mentioned that India was having biggest portion in automobile, and that was impacted by COVID. Why? Because many people were now or are now working from home. They don't need to use their vehicle, or some have migrated, or some have went back to home and their vehicle is in that town likewise. And if we consider the conventional vehicles are completely mechanical, there are some of the disadvantages of mechanical system. It's robust, it has high maintenance, and now because cars are staying ideal or stationary, many people have paid huge amount of cost to repair it. So now what will be the future of it? Now we will be having hybrid cars. We will be having electrical vehicles. Many state governments have approached now to the electrical buses. So now conventional buses are going out of the fashion. So it will be impacted huge, because it will reduce the weight. It will give you huge flexibility. It's a same case like if I wanted to go to buy a car, and if I say, okay, I want to have a car in olive green color, maybe 10 years back, producers will say, huh, we don't produce olive green cars, we don't know how to produce, so sorry, we can't give you olive green car. But now if I go to any manufacturer and if I say, okay, I want olive green car, also I want to have some kind of design on the car, they will deliver it to me. So this change has happened, but it took almost 10 years. Now we don't have 10 years. We need to change maybe in next 10 months. So this will be major impact we will be having on automobiles. That is the shift, major shift in automobiles from mechanical to hybrid. Hybrid means nothing but uh, using 2 or 3 systems together. That is again a mechatronics. So we will be shifting from conventional to industry revolutionary next step, that is the 4.0. Next slide, please. Again, in the transportation applications, people will be preferring maybe high speed vehicles. So for example, if I'm doing work from home for a year, then I will be thinking why I need to buy a car. If my company says, okay, you need to be in the office for 2 days in a month, only 2 days, then obviously what I'll think, that I don't need to invest maybe 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs or 20 lakhs in a car. I can use transport, public transport, or maybe high speed trains, or maybe electrical buses to go to the office, because I have to just visit office only 2 times in a month. So I can save that much amount. Similarly, there is a huge opportunity for the high speed trains or buses or magnetic leviation field for the engineers. Why? Because of the designing, because there will be always a breakage or breakdown, there will be needing a maintenance team, there will be needing upgradation team. So those who are very good at mathematics and calculations, they can really think about this, or they can innovate with existing systems. Next slide please. Another is with the smart robotic applications. I have given just 2 examples, but there are n numbers of examples in the factory automation also. This smart robotics is everywhere. This is your smart home. This is for your floors. This is for your gutter cleaning. Also, this is for the shop floors where we will be needing storage, or I need to place one part from my factory A to factory B, I can definitely use such kind of robots. The advantage of these robots, they are very, why we are saying they are smart, because they can calculate by themselves. If you take the vacuum cleaner, vacuum floors, or the Roombas, even they are having different versions for the Roombas. Like they know which area they have cleaned and which not. How they have know this? Did you tell them? No, they calculated by themselves. Even if you are having line follower, maybe for the factory automation, it will follow the line. It will follow the path. It will calculate it where to stop. There, in the factory automation like Bosch, Porsche, they are having huge number of smart robots on their shop floor to even for their changing tools. For maybe building a car, I will be needing n number of tools. Then this robot will guide me which tool I will be using. So likewise, smart robotic application is having huge amount of opportunities to work with. Even if you are having a very great ideas, you can definitely work on it, and maybe you can come up with a different smart solution to the problem. There is a possibility that many calm valley buys will be replaced by such kind of applications, because here you can see the cleans gutter. As you know that we are still having many people for the cleaning purpose, but this can definitely evaluate the person. So where we have small human work or not talented work, there you can definitely replace it with the smart solution or with the robotic solutions. Next slide please. Another is the medical application. Actually, even though we are saying that industries are moving it to the automation, but biggest another sector is the medical applications or the medical industry. They are also moving towards the automation and robotics. This prosthetic is nothing but a solution to the problem, where human have thought, okay, if I don't have arm, sorry, I can't do work. If I don't have a leg, I can't run. So these are the solution to the problems. So if you try to find out the problem, you can definitely find a solution. Next slide please. This is another example. This is pacemaker, where you can take a look on the top picture. Basically, this is an innovation. Before, it was a very huge pacemaker medical industry used to use, huge as like a one table, weighing too much. It was very difficult to carry. So one innovator or thinker come up with the compact peacemaker. It's very easy to carry. You can carry in your back pocket also. The current picture with the medical application is the robotic cardiac. That robot is doing the surgery. The robot is actually working with your body. This is, we are using post COVID, pre COVID also. They used to place the camera through your vocal cord, and then they used to operate your stomach or wherever they wanted to operate. But now they are having further innovations in the medical industry also. Next slide, please. Defense is, obviously we must be knowing about the drone, that now people are using it for the local applications also. uh, they are very helpful, because in the time of flood, or in the times of uh, devastation, drones were the useful partner for the police officers, or to identify which area was most damaged. They were the friends to the police or to the social workers. Even now they are working in terms of defense, or if we have war, then how we can reduce the human death rate. So likewise they are working in unarmed vehicles or drone bomber, like drone will do the whatever work human used to do that. Next slide, please. This is the most used application right now. That is the sanitization application. That you don't need to touch anywhere. The sensor will just sense it. I think I should not talk about it, because you all are pretty aware of it. Next slide, please. This is again a further development of sanitization application, that is towel dispenser or soap dispenser or paper dispenser. Next slide, please. Yes, I'm pretty sure you are aware of this also. These are the sport applications, that is running shoes or smart balls or stumps in the cricket arena. So these are the applications of, again, mechatronics and also innovation. Next slide, please. So what is the exactly demand of automation and mechatronics skill set? So basically, you need to understand what is the problem, how you can develop the solution, and there are n number of possibilities. This is the beauty of mechatronics. If I'm having one concept in my head, then you maybe one can have different concept with the same problem. Maybe you can have different solution for the same problem, because it's like a Lego, or maybe it's like a ice cream parlor. You have n numbers of flavor, and you can just mix up and you can make a different thing. You can make a different flavor. That's where your mechatronics comes in. It's like an ice cream parlor. Just keep it simple. Don't make it too much complicated. Even this COVID is a best opportunity to develop ourselves, to develop our life, and to move further. Whatever we have seen the sci-fi, that is science fiction movies or science fiction books, I think it's very great opportunity to those who are very fascinated with sci-fi. You can definitely develop something which will be very useful for humankind, because ultimately why we are doing automation, obviously for humankind, right? To have the safe life, to have a longer life, uh, to be safe. That's why we are doing automation. Similarly, you can come up with different ideas. Next slide, please. Okay, if you have any question, then please you can let me know, or maybe you can type it in the chat box, or at the end of my lecture I will be displaying my email address or numbers, so you can contact with us that also. But still, ma'am, I think we still have 5 to 10 minutes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I would like to go a little further that my friends, you can definitely develop yourself. Please don't be lazy. You inspire yourself, be inspiration of yourself, and try to measure yourself that what did you do yesterday. Try to do something new today. Try to learn something today. And how can you do that? Next slide, please. We are having Automation und Mechatronic Finishing School, that is AUM Finishing School. That is another vertical of our industry where we do share, not educate, but we do share our experiences. We do uh, tell students or tell attendees whatever we have learned, whatever we have gained from our past experiences. Basically, it is based on German vocational training concept. So we do have uh, different topics. We do here have some of the specialities, like we work on skill matrix. What skill set you are expecting, that skill set we will be delivering. If one person comes to us and tell us, okay, I just wanted to learn only about robotics, then accordingly we will define the courses. Ma'am, you can go to the next slide. Yeah, fine. Till now we have designed different models for the students, for the professors, for the freshers who wanted to join the industry, and they think that okay, my knowledge is not up to the industry. So likewise we have uh, given exposure to different students, to different attendees. Even we have industry workers also coming to us, industrial employees, because many times it happens industry is not having setup for everything, so we can fulfill that gap. We do have implant training for diploma people, for engineering students also. We do assist in the projects you must be having for your final year. And also our course is always upgraded from the inputs from the industrial delegates. Next slide, please. Till now, in this 3.5 years, we have almost 1050 plus students have attended this finishing school. 210 professors have done, and 50 plus industrial delegates. We design program based on requirement of the attendee. Next slide, please. What skill set you will be getting if you are from the mechanical background, and if you want to work in mechatronics, then you will be getting knowledge about electrical. Now we are also having online setups, but still we do offer around 20% practical in the industry also. Next slide, please. So this is basically our playground. We call it playground because we do play different games here, like building circuits, having pneumatics, having hybrid systems, or playing with the robots. Next slide, please. We have we have types with different universities and colleges in different cities also. Even we are associated with Symbiosis also. Next slide, please. Who can attend this? Frankly speaking, we do have taken some lectures or some courses for school level students also, that is 9th standard, 8th standard. So there is no actually eligibility criteria for this. But please keep in mind that evaluation and integration are very basic parts in the automation. So you must be preparing yourself for the future. Next slide, please. Here you can see the picture. It says the mechatroniker. That means a mechatronic person. Picture says a lot. It's from the Homo sapien or sapien revolution, it's directly handling a car. But that's a fact. Post COVID, it will be needing. That's a scenario. Nobody's seeing that what's your past or how much you have learned. They will be just seeing your skill. Try to skill your master. Whatever skill you want to have it, take it. I'm not saying you should come to me only. You can explore. You can do online courses. You can read the books or maybe online books, but try to update yourself because we have lots of competition. And you must be knowing because of this COVID, there are many recession is going on, many job cuts are happening. Why it is happening? Because people have not upgraded themselves. Uh, you know that Nokia or what we can say the Kodak. When I was a child, we had that Kodak camera. It's now not in the race. It's now not in the market. Why it happened? Because they didn't change themselves. Similarly, it is happening with the people. Those who are changing with the time, Another example, if we want to take, that is Pokemon Go, or maybe those games before we used to play and now they are not in the race. Why? Because they didn't upgrade themselves. Similarly, we need to upgrade ourselves in various ways, in personality, in terms of technical or technology, in terms of intrapersonal skill, in terms of writing, because you need to write emails very often. So you need to have very good command on language. So likewise, try to understand yourself where you are lacking and try to improve yourself. We are just a medium where we can help you, but you can find yourself different another medium also. Next slide, please. Okay, these are my details. You can write us email or you can visit us, that is www.aum.skill.com. There you will find our manufacturing plant information also, our website also, so you can click there and you can move to that page. If you have any question, then you can ask. We still have 3 minutes, I guess. Anybody's having any question or any doubt?
Yes, students, you can ask the questions if you are.
If you're not having question, it's still fine, but I really suggest you to think about it, whatever we had in front of us right now in this session. Think about it, try to identify it, try to act on it, because if you're just thinking and you're not acting, then there is no use. So don't get scared or what we can say, go depressed because of this situation. Be optimistic. Glass, even though glass is half, but it's half full also. So even though you are thirsty, you can still drink a water from it. So be creative, be smart. Try to know yourself. And if one door is closed, try to open another door, because there is always plenty opportunities for those who can search, who can fight for it, and who can find. It was nice talking to you. We can still wait, I think, 2 minutes if anybody is having any question.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, Omkar here.
Yeah.
Ma'am, at the last this people some screens you shared about that AUM skills.
Yeah.
So, are you providing online courses or we have to be physically present? or something like that?
No, we are providing you online courses also. For example, in which area you are more interested?
PLC automation.
PLC automation. Okay, great. Uh, we can definitely offer you this course. So you can actually send me your details or your course area. It is okay if you are having 2 3 people together, so we can have simulation topics, or even we use the webcam system where we will show you how to do actually integration. And also we can talk about robot integration with PLC also.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
So you can send us your details, accordingly we will contact you.
Through email, no, ma'am, that you said.
Yeah, through email is fine, or you can contact us on WhatsApp also. Now it's digitalization era, so we can't just restrict it to the email, so it's fine.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah. Anybody's having any other question? Ma'am, can you display the last slide, please? So if anybody's wanted to note down, you can note down, or you can just screenshot it. Ma'am, if you are having any question, then you can also ask, no problem.
Yeah, one thing the student should understand, that though this is an online training, through the webcam, actually you will get the experience of working over there, because there will be integrate during the sessions, or in during the training, the actual integration and of the different system with the PLC will be shown. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, 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 definitely. Even we have simulations where we actually will show you that how we do proceed with the problems or with the integrations. So likewise, you will get the feel of it.
One more thing, I would like to mention that the Strama Summit, this company is in Nashik.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
any questions, any more questions from students? Yes, students, any questions? Okay then.
Yeah, and
Okay, ma'am.
friends, you will be always welcome anytime if you have any query, if you have any doubt, or if you would like to have any guidance for anything, you can definitely contact us, because till now, actually, we are associated with the SQCL Academy.
Okay.
It's in Nashik, and they are basically startup guidance provider. So we do help them also in terms of technology, or in terms of management also. So even if you have any question, you can contact us. Please feel free to contact. And it was nice to meet you all.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, today we come to know a simple definition of mechatronics. That is, it is a method to get the work done or task done. Instead of indulging in a different mechanical definition, it is a simple definition that this is a method or technology which is used to get the work done or task done. And from the today's session, whatever examples you have given, I hope the students will get an idea for project or product. And your words are really